What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? So we are back again for another Love After Lockup. Baby, it is my off day, and it is such a lazy day. That's why you got me the way that you got me. But here you go. And this episode really wasn't much. This is season 6, episode 16? Yeah, episode 16. Um, who should we start with first? Okay. Excuse me. Anyway, so we're gonna start with Deandre and freaking what's that girl named Kiana and Juela. Now, at the end of the day, Juela, you are a little bitter. Okay, you are bitter as hell, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because every time you allow that man to sleep around with you, you really get in your head, and don't say that you're not. You keep getting it in your head that eventually he's gonna leave her, Kiana, and he's gonna come with you. Okay. That's why you want to keep throwing up there about the fact that y'all keep on having these sexual relations and all of this stuff, which is wrong. And it's not making you look good either. Like, you could not pay me. And I'm serious. I'm just not that type of person because I like to think about the repercussions and the consequences and the, results of things that's going to happen in the long term. You sign up for a reality TV, you sign up for something like that, and then you're putting all of your business out there, the very bad parts of it too, right? You're literally getting on TV showing that you are a side piece. And truth be told, Joella, no shade, but you're given that you've always been the side piece and you never really been the first choice, okay? And that you're literally taking what you can get. And if you're fine with being in that position, I guess okay. But you should want more for yourself. You should want more for yourself than someone who is literally pitting you against other women. Because that's literally what Deandre is doing. Deandre is doing that by constantly still having relationships with both of his baby mamas. Okay, well, with this particular baby mama, because remember, he do got another one, I believe, either one or two more, And so you keep going over there to her, and then you going over there to Kiana, sleeping in her bed. Baby, you just don't know, okay? Ain't no telling who Joella probably got a little steady thing going on too with. We don't know if everybody's using protection. Once somebody gonna end up pregnant, somebody will probably come back with an STI, and then it's all gonna be a freaking mess even more, okay? Allowing yourself to get on TV and just look crazy, and then for that stigma to stay with you, because every time I see you, I be like, damn, bitch, that was you on TV. You was really up there trying to do all that for that man while he was in that relationship. You are a side chick and you are proud of it. That is crazy. Girl, you're not going to be first choice in this situation, okay? And I wouldn't even want to be second choice. I wouldn't want to be third choice, especially after all of this time. See, this is what happens with y'all. No, I'm just saying, because it might hit somebody. Stop trying to get pregnant by a man to try to keep them. A baby don't keep no motherfucker. All right? A baby do not keep a motherfucker that do not want to be with you. All right? That's just really what it is. And that's what the situation feel like with Joella and Deandre in a sense. Do I feel like he got feelings for her? Yeah. Because that's the mother of his child. Do I feel like he keep on doing what he doing because she's easy and letting him? Yes. And at the end of the day, I can go in so bad on Joella because of the way that she's acting, because she's know that he's with Kiana in a whole relationship, and you're willingly participating in causing pain and hurt to another woman, and then getting upset when said woman calls you pain and hurt. Baby, you got to give what you can take. You got to give. You got to get and receive the shit that you put out. There you go. Okay? So if you're going to do that to somebody, you're going to have to take it when it's done to you. But at the end of the day, Deandre is the main culprit in this whole situation. He's the main goddamn villain because, he's the one that they're fighting over. He's the one that's really, truly, mainly obligated to be faithful and to shut shit down. But you won't. And I do believe when Joella said that he be going out and he be always popping up over her house and all this stuff. Yeah, they doing it and probably still doing it. Even when he was talking to Kiana, I want you to open up your eyes. I want you to stop being so stupid and don't be so gullible. Y'all at the crib and he finally telling you, yeah, because, you know, the party got messed up, whatever, and all this stuff. Because, you know, he did leave because she got into it with his mama. Was it his mama or stepmama? His mama. And probably his stepmama. Either way, he got into it. She got into it with her because they was basically trying to tell her to calm the fuck down. Like, at the end of the day, can y'all put y'all BS to the side and be there for the son's birthday? That's what it's all about. And then I think it was the mama that called her miserable and all this stuff. I'm not miserable. I'm not bitter. You're very much so. Okay? Because throughout this whole thing, you keep on acting like, in your mind, I'm pretty sure if I keep on giving him this good stuff, he's going to eventually choose me. And each and every time he does not, because he goes back to that girl. And that's just the point blank period of it all. Kiana, he's still fucking around with her. Okay? Kiana, you know a dumbass lie when you hear one. You know when something don't sound right. Deandre is trash. Okay? He is trash. Mind you, what is he offering? You not a bad looking dude, but baby, you ain't the fannies, okay? You ain't to be doing all of this. And you got somebody that's really there trying to really, you're giving very much homosexual vibes, okay? You're giving very much, my parents gave me a deadline to get up out of their house, so therefore let me try to make up with Kiana so I can have a place to stay. That's what you're giving, okay? You're trash. I do not see anything positive what it is that you're offering these women besides dick. You know, I don't get it. But hey, maybe it ain't for me to get. Moving on from that, Michael and Justine going and she doing the wedding dress shopping. I will say them dress did look cute on the girls. That dress actually did look cute on Justine. Justine, you ain't gotta worry about your size, okay? If you wanna, you not bad. You're not bad. You know what I'm saying? But I understand if you want to tighten it up or whatever. I get it because I'm in the same process. You know, it's slow, but bitch, I get it. But at the same time, you are nice shape. Okay, so hey, if that is, I just wanted to give a compliment. But at the end of the day, you know, I do like the fact that she is having a better relationship with Michael's mom. Okay, because I'm pretty sure she encouraged her to go ahead and talk to her mama about everything that was going on because they're about to go to New York. And so that's why they was doing the wedding dress shopping before. And, you know, she was just telling us how before she got with Michael, she was in a relationship and married for the past 10 years. For 10 years to her son's father. And she was miserable. She said when we first got married, she got married in a black dress. You know, and now she wants to do something where she wants the wedding that she always envisioned. I get that, but I mean, girl, just, you know, is it really, I'm not even going to say that. Because like I said, I get it, but can we just wait until everything is stabilized? Listen, money. But I get it, right? And then the whole situation with her mom and when she was giving that background story about how basically she had to be perfect. She had to be perfect, and that's what make her seem the way that she is now. And that's probably the reason why, no, that is 9 out of 10, the reason why her and her mama don't get along the way that they do. And truth be told, I need to know the situation that's going on with the daddy. Okay? What happened? I need a little background on Justine daddy because it's also given that something happened between Justine mama and her daddy, and now she can't stand the daddy, and because Justine probably favored him a little bit slightly, or probably got a little bit of his characteristics and everything, she can't stand the girl. That's what it's also giving, okay? It's also giving that. And you know, it's unfortunate, but they do say that a lot of times that there is like this, you know, back and forth relationship or this dislike relationship between daughters and their mothers and stuff like that. And it feels like that's what's going on with Justine. And truth be told, given how Justine acts she hasn't spoken to her mama in months. And the fact that she haven't spoken to her mom, or her mom hasn't reached out even after she gave birth to their son, the baby. So that been months. And when I heard that, I said, yeah, I feel like the mama is the problem. I feel like, I get it that she wanted better for Justine, and she probably never forgave her, probably looked her nose down to her, and whatever respect that she did have and love, she do love her daughter, but she don't love her daughter. Like, it's not in abundance. You know what I'm saying? It's conditional. All right. And I really feel like at this point, Justine mama turned away against her soon as she found out that she got pregnant at the age that she got pregnant. Okay? Because probably in her mind, all of the hopes and dreams that she probably had for her, she didn't threw that away because she got pregnant at such a young age. A teen pregnancy. Yeah. And she still looks at her with disgust and probably ain't forgave her for that. Mind you, she's doing good. Has done good. You know what I'm saying? And also, like I said again, what happened between the daddy? Plus, like, I get it. I understand getting into a relationship with somebody that's in prison and all of that, and then getting married in prison and all that, and woo woo woo. But at the end of the day, you see how it's turned out, though. I can see the initial part of being upset about that, but then we see how it turned out. He's providing, they're in a home, they're not asking you for money or anything or assistance and trying to get a place to stay. I don't know. It's just the mama comes off as if she's a very nasty person. She's a very nasty person. And it's really like off-putting. It's really like off-putting because I don't even think it's really been a whole scene that we've ever seen Justine mama come up on here and actually be like a mother. There's a couple of scenes that I actually agree with her with, but in the overall, no, I don't like Justine mama, and that kind of plays into why Justine is the way that she is. Okay? She actually got on that phone, and thank God for Michael mama, who is actually understanding and trying to help them get their relationship on, and she calls her, and the mama answered the phone. Like, I haven't spoken to my child in months, and I'm going to answer the phone very deadpan. Like, girl, what you calling me for? We can continue not speaking. Like, in this day and age, the way that people are dropping like flies out of nowhere, baby, make up with the people that you need to make up with. If it was a petty ass argument, baby, put that shit to the side. Let's put our pride to the side and let's go ahead and talk to these people, especially when we fucking love them. Okay? Because ain't no telling. You answering that goddamn phone like that, and she on the other line crying just because she want to come up there and see you, and she wants you to be at her wedding, and you talking about well, I have to check my schedule because, I don't do last minute stuff. Granted, I understand, but she said, girl, it's in the summer. It clearly ain't the summer yet, so you got a little bit of time to, you didn't need to put all that last thing on the end like that. You was just sticking it to her, and she was over there crying because she still wants that lady approval. She wants her approval, she wants her validation, and she wants her love. I don't think Justine feels loved by her mama. I just don't think it. You know what I'm saying? And it's really, really messed up. It's really, really messed up. And Justine mama the type of person that won't show up. After giving me the feeling that you will show up, or even said that you will show up to the wedding, won't show up. Or if she don't show up, or if she do say that she's going to show up, she's going to show up probably when the shit is over with. Just to say she did show up, well, I did come through. And then leave right after. Like, leave in a couple of minutes later. That lady, she need a man if she ain't already got one. Or she needs some friends or a hobby or whatever to make herself happy, because Justine mama ain't happy and she needs to go to she needs to go to therapy. She needs to go fix that. Moving on from that, Daniel and Bianca, it's been over. It's been over. Daniel cannot stand that girl. And I hate in situations like this when I can't stand at least one person for sure, and the other one is just as much as a fuck up, but they're a little bit more tolerable. Bitch, I can see both sides. I can see both persons' reasoning. Okay? One, Daniel, you are childish. You are a fucking man child. Okay? Because we already told your ass, what the fuck were you doing with this little girl? Listen, I'm telling you, I'm not a participant in age gap relationships. No, I can't do it. And when I mean age gap relationships, I mean these big ass age gap relationships. And I keep saying this, if I'm closer to 40, baby, I don't want nobody up in here that's still lower to 20 and could possibly lower the teens too. Fuck no, that shit makes me uncomfortable. That's disgusting to me. Okay? Like, no. That's like me being closer to 40 and didn't want to be with somebody that's 20 years old. Absolutely the fuck not. That will never work. That will never work. Okay? Because what the hell can you offer me? I mean, I understand that it's some kids, it's some young adults that's out here that's really mature, but I ain't trying to stick around to find out and do it. No, that'll make me feel fucking weird and cringy and predatory and like a creep. Hell no. That's just me. That's just me. Daniel being 30 plus, you probably damn near closer to 40 than she is. Well, than anything, you probably halfway there almost, or if not. And she like 20 something, and I mean like 23, 24, something like that, which means y'all probably was talking a little bit before that. Bitch, that shit was never gonna work. She's childish as fuck in mental capacity as well. Because yes, there are some 20 years old, some 23, 24, 22, 21-year old, all that shit. There are some that are very, very mature for their age. So once you find out what they is, you're like, what? Bitch, I thought you was at least almost 30 or 30 because you just mature or whatever. She's not one of those. The bitch is not one of those, okay? But at the end of the day, then I cannot feel bad for you for the situation that you are in, because why would you even get with somebody like this? It had to be for the money. I don't know. It just had to be the little money or something, because why was she telling you all of this situation? Like, girl, you told him too much. You told him too much. I would never tell nobody that I got a settlement. Okay, especially in the beginning stages of a relationship, baby, we got to get through. I can see your true character first before I tell you some shit like that. All right, because again, like she said, well, bitch, you knew you ain't want to be with me. Why the fuck you signed this lease with me? Because you ain't had nowhere else to go. That's what it was. Okay, but at the same time, Daniel, you were wrong for starting to drink. The friends around you was wrong. Okay, and I get it. Like I said, once you're an alcoholic or a drug addict, sometimes, the majority of the time, more people are going to relapse that first time. It's going to be a higher percentage that you're going to relapse, okay? And so we get it. Once the addict is always the addict. But you are literally surrounding yourself around people who are not being real friends to you. Because a real friend would have said, I get that you are going through a stressful time with the court stuff, and then you got to go home to your girl, but you don't need to be drinking. You can find other avenues to release some stress that is not dealing with drugs, that's not dealing with alcohol. Baby, y'all could have took him to a rage room. Y'all could have took him to go do bumper cars or some shit like that. Y'all could have took him to go do archery, go bowling or some shit, go hit some bats and balls. Do something of the such. Go do some physical activity or whatever to get that, get all of that endorphins and stuff popping and everything. Try to, all of that. No, y'all sitting there encouraging him to drink, and his dumb ass gonna do it because he's an addict. And he can't say no. And they want to use the excuse that he's going through what he's going through with the course and stuff and with Bianca. I get it, but no, that's no excuse. You've been wanting to do that. That's just really what it is, okay? And then, so therefore, with her telling you that you shouldn't be drinking and you know that you shouldn't, now you're getting frustrated and in your feelings because she's telling you the truth, and it's coming from a person that you don't want to hear that, because you're not trying to hear that at all. But at the end of the day, you can't be mad at her for trying to look out for you on that front. Now, Bianca, when it comes to you, bitch, I can never be with a person like you. And I keep saying this because, one, you do nag too fucking much. That, yeah. Always, bitch, I just stepped outside. What do you want? Okay? I'm putting the key in the door. Oh my God, what do you want? I'm turning on the car. Oh my God, I'm just driven up the street. Okay? What the fuck do you want? And then it's like, yes, you do need to go get a hobby. You need to go get a hobby. And see, this is why you need to go get a job or something. You up here relying on that settlement that you got, which makes me feel like how much it was. It had to have been a few $1 million. It had to been a few $1,000,000, because even if it was a few $100,000, the way that she's been doing things and haven't consistently had any work or anything that we've seen her, she's blown through it. She gonna blow through it. It gotta be a couple of million at least, or something like that, because she living a little. She a little bit too comfortable. She a little bit too comfortable, baby. They got an apartment and they pay for parking. They got a parking space in the garage, and I know it's a grip to pay for parking. Okay, like yeah. So even if I got a settlement, baby, I still have to give me something. I have to give me a job some way somehow, because I just can't sit around doing nothing, or just it just feels weird when you've been working all your life or whatever, and you're that type of person. All of a sudden, not having nothing to do every day when you wake up, and you do got that freedom to do whatever, but you still kind of like, oh my God, what am I to do? That'd be too much for me. That'd be too much for me. So when I get later on in my years, then I'll probably be thinking yeah, we have those thoughts where, oh my God, I wish I didn't have to get up and go to work. Yeah, I wish I didn't have to get up and go to work for a couple of reasons, because, bitch, I be tired. If I can make my own schedule, that's cute. But let me get a couple of days off and then I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Let me get a week off or whatever. Let me recharge for a second, and then I have to go back to work. I have thought about, if I was to just do this permanently, you know what I'm saying? And I said, no, I couldn't do that. I would have to just, one, my job give good benefits, okay? Two, it's a steady paycheck. You know what I'm saying? It's really good. But yeah, I get you something to do, because you can't be all up underneath this man. And he said, this stuff been going on so long, and I'm finally expressing it. I'm probably doing it the wrong way, coming up, calling her a bitch and all that stuff. You think? I said, Daniel, you did not have to go there. You did not have to go there with that girl like that. Okay, you was wrong. But Bianca, cut your losses, because he didn't already cut you. He said, I was already going to do this anyway. But, she the one that went on ahead and did it. So I ain't got to be the bad guy. Yeah, I said, bitch. Motherfuckers are crazy. Anyway, moving on from that. Tisha and Keith. Keith was trying to get his son. Went to trial. Went to a little court hearing. And basically wasn't able to bring him home. Okay, we get that. My issue with Keith and Letitia's situation is the way that little girl is calling him daddy. I already felt some type of way about that, child. I mean, I guess stepdaddy, all that shit or whatever. But my whole issue is with Naraya, the daughter, the oldest daughter. And I get that she's probably going through puberty. This is the teenage phase, the antisocial and all this stuff. I don't want to be around adults and everything. You're putting her on TV, probably against her will, because at this point in time, she probably can't consent to anything because she is a child. And so therefore, you got her on this television screen, and knowing how these kids, ain't no telling what's probably going on behind closed doors at school or whatever, because I'm pretty sure at least a couple of them watch the show and be like, your mama crazy as hell, and now she's out there, her police records out there, that she probably getting talked about that and all that shit or whatever, your mama getting arrested and all this stuff. I'm pretty sure she feels some type of way about all of this shit. Then you got this man that she do not know coming into her home and want to play daddy and all that shit, and you expect me to be just as excited about him because you are? Absolutely not. So I hope that they are keeping an eye on her, because she just don't seem with it. No, she's not with it, but it just seems like, I'm no shade, and I hate to say this because it could be false, but Letitia gives me, when she's with a man, she's all about that man regardless. And nobody else matters. Nobody else feelings matters. Baby, I don't give a good goddamn if you don't like this person, that person, this my man. And that's even when it comes to her kids. That's just the feeling that I get. Okay? But yeah. He ain't get the boy yet. Moving on from that, who else was in this episode? We had Let me. Why am I laughing? That is so crazy. Okay, we had Kiana and Deandre, Keith and Letitia, Daniel, Justine, and them. Okay, we're gonna get to the last one, Brooke and JK. Brooke, you're still stupid as shit, and I still don't like you. She probably the worst. Well, no, let's before we get to that, Will and Courtney. Will and Courtney still arguing about this whole situation with this divorce. And Courtney, let me just tell you this. Just go ahead and sign the papers. You don't love that man the way that you claim that you do. You don't love that man because if you did, this man is sitting there in that goddamn confessional next to you up there saying basically, if she loved me the way that I loved her, my hurt, she would hurt just as much as I'm hurting in this situation. And you start laughing. And I don't give a good goddamn if you claim that that's how you deal with stuff when no, you ain't have to start. You really was up there busting up laughing. And right then and there, you just told me you don't love that man. You don't love that man. You love what he could provide for you. Okay? Just like your mama said, I really wasn't here for y'all getting married so quickly. As soon as you got out of goddamn prison the very next day, go ahead and sign those papers and get it over with. Okay? Let that man out of his misery. Moving on from that, Brooke and JK, please go away. Because at this point in time, I don't believe none of y'all. Okay? We found out that Brooke is not pregnant. Baby, the way that she went over there to JK. Now, first of all, I don't give a good goddamn how old I am. I'm talking to people that are older than me with manners and respect. Okay? I don't like the way that she got on the phone to call Kathy, JK's mama, and to see if he was over there at the house. Oh, yeah, he at the house. Well, lock his ass up in there and keep him there because I'm on my way over there. Bitch, who the fuck are you talking to, first of all? And Kathy just said, okay. Now, Kathy, I feel like you only did that because you know that the situation that it's in, you probably would have cut it down if it was a different situation. And the fact of the matter is, I think, Kathy feel like he's back to using. And when they was in that confessional and he got asked that, and man, why you keep on asking me this stuff and all this stuff and the way that you got out, that was a telltale sign, JK. If you wanted to make it seem like you're not using or whatever, you're on the defense so bad, you're getting up and you're leaving. And yeah, your mama done went through this before. She knows the signs, so that's why she broke down crying right then and there, because she know her son is lying to her. Meanwhile, they get to the house and she was like, I got this paternity test. And so she come in there, she said, go get your son to the daddy. What? You just come up in people's house and you just be telling them what to do? Okay? They come up in there and when the daddy said, well, come on and, say these results, okay? Because we ain't doing no drum roll. Just go ahead and get right to it. I like the pass out because Brooke was holding that envelope like this and like she was finna do drum roll, please. And he said, come on. Just go ahead and say what it is. And she gonna say something, well, lucky you. We not pregnant or whatever. And she go in the bathroom and cry. Baby, she, in 9 out of 10, she went in there and cried because of the reaction from the daddy. The daddy and the mama, they was so glad, especially the dad. He said, oh, now you avoided this shit, okay? Because they was not here for them having a baby because they were not ready to have a baby. All right? And Brooke know that she wasn't ready because even her saying, we ain't got no jobs. He possibly on drugs again. He possibly cheating on me. Listen, he is cheating on you. And when they was on that phone after she got her ass whooped by Alex, and you still up there talking to him, I don't understand the big bad wolf type of energy that you was trying to give him, like you that bitch, as if he gave a damn. That man was high as hell and probably was over there at Alex's house waiting on her to get back while you on the phone. That's literally probably what was going on. I don't know, but it was giving that. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened though. But he was on some stuff. And you think that he really give a fuck about whether or not you think that he cheating on you or not? He gonna lie to you. He gonna lie to you. No, I ain't cheating on you. No, I ain't do that. No. And then that, once he go back in the back to try to comfort Brooke, keep her in his web, I love you, right? You know I love you. I'm sorry. And you're like, I messed up. I fucked up. I've been fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to stick it out with me and help me help you. Bitch, what? I hate that shit. Help me help you. What? I was like, Brooke, you about to fall for it. And then when they come sit back down, it was like the mama had asked, so you been fucking around with Alex? No. Have you been talking to her? No. Did you, so if you gonna do this, y'all gonna have to start fresh from today, start over and all this shit. And I said, so that's all we gonna do? That's all we gonna do? Meanwhile, in the confessional, he get a phone call, and it's Alex. And from that phone call, basically, he's been telling her one thing and doing the other. And now he's, because she was like, keep on saying that this is the last time, you're gonna break up, we're gonna do that. It was like, no, I'm serious this time or whatever. And she was like, all right, well, shit, bitch, you know where I'm at, you got my number, you got my address. They still fucking around. So that whole time you telling Brooke, you telling your mama that you're not doing nothing, you probably didn't do nothing, you didn't get the girl pregnant. Now, I don't know if you got her pregnant, I don't know if a miscarriage happened, but at the end of the day, we do know that y'all was fucking around, just from that conversation alone on that phone, okay? But anyway, that's just the episode, y'all. A pure bunch of mess. You guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you for tuning in. Girl, like I said, it's been it's a lazy day. It is a lazy day. I am so worn out for work, and then I gotta go to work this weekend. So yes, just getting a little rest in, and getting back to it tomorrow. But you guys enjoy your weekend. Thank you for tuning in to me, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.